Today, especially if you're a Gen Xer, you have to apply to a lot of jobs just to get an opportunity. You have to write a lot of targeted cover letters and be prepared for the interview by knowing how your skills would fit into their company. And that takes some time and effort. So I was searching for ways that I could speed up that process by using tactics that fit the way I like to learn the best. And I came across an AI tool that does just the trick. An AI tool that was never intended to be used for job interviews. Hey, welcome to the Old Guy in AI. This is for Gen Xers who are living in the AI world. So, what I've come to realize is people like to learn things in a couple of key ways. Some people like to learn by doing or practicing. Some people learn visually, like by viewing charts or diagrams or demonstrations, right? Others learn the old fashioned way, by reading and writing. They like to read an exercise and then rewrite it into their own words. That's very helpful. And others learn through listening, like lectures or podcasts or discussions. And others learn through teaching. They repackage the material that they just learned into their own words, and then they teach it to others so that they would understand it better. So Notebook LM isn't new. It came out in 2023. That's a lifetime in AI age or AI years, like dog years. And heck, you may have already used it for other reasons, but if you're not familiar with it, Notebook LM is a specialized AI research assistant that grounds its answers exclusively in the documents and the information you provide. So you can upload as much or as little information that you want, and the tool will then create review information for you in a variety of different ways. So it doesn't go out and search for answers. It just looks for the answers from the documents you provide. So you can really narrow focus, which is awesome. So when you upload your information, you can create a number of options. Let me show you. So you go to Notebook LM and you can create a new notebook. And here it will show you or ask you to drop your files. So whatever files or information that you wanted to use to create information for you, you could upload files. You could link to websites. You can, link to stuff on your Google Drive if you have a Google Drive, or you can just copy and paste text right in. So just about any way that you can input information for it to use, it will do that. And then in its sources on the left hand side, it will then list all those links and documents and text that you put in there so that that's what it's going to use to help you by creating review information in the way you want. So how would I use this for a job interview? Well, you could take like the resume and the job description and maybe like a summary of the company, and you could put it in here and then see what it'll provide. So let's do this. I don't know, let's go to let's go to Indeed.com. All right, let's just find a job description. I don't know. Let me just play around with this here for a second. So, all right, well, let's just look up a project manager. All right, yeah, let's go to Indeed.com and look up project manager or program manager or something like that. Okay, so here we are. Here's one in Tampa. I live in Florida, so that works. Accenture. I have nothing to do with Accenture, but here we go. Just clarifying here. So here's a job. It's a project delivery lead. Okay. And so it has the job details, a full job description, all the experience you need, all the standard stuff, right? So we're going to copy all that in and we're going to paste it into the tool. All right. All right. So we have the job description and some of the company information that comes with that. So I've uploaded that into here into Notebook LM. And we could go get more information, but let's see what this can do. This tool can do with as little information as you can get, because sometimes that may be the most information you can get that's valuable to the specific role you're looking for. So let's just see what this thing can provide us. So if you look here on the right, it has a bunch of different options. It shows that it can do an audio overview. It can do a video overview. This is an explainer video. It'll do a mind map. It will do reports. It can create flashcards, quizzes, infographics, slide decks, and data tables. Wow, that's really cool. All right. So, all right, first off, let's start with it creating a slide deck. You know, if you're in business, you're used to consuming information as a slide deck. So, if this is the way you would like to learn about the job you're applying for, this is your most comfortable. Let's see what it does. Okay, after a few minutes, it took that information and created a slide deck. So it shows you, that's pretty cool, actually. So it shows you the job title, project delivery lead, and then let's see, it goes into each. It goes through the purpose. Again, this is all gathered just from that limited information. It shows you its impact on scale. This is about the company and what it does and what it doesn't do, I guess. The project delivery lead, specific to the job description, the core pillars of execution and delivery, the core pillars of engagement and diplomacy, technical oversight. Here's the professional profile: 7 years of experience, customer engagement, so on and so forth, the technical competencies it requires. And what I love about this information's in the job description. That's not the point. The point is that how can you best absorb that information if you're doing a lot of different jobs, right? Or applying for a lot of different jobs. How can you use this tool to help you consume that information in a way that sticks, so you don't have to spend a lot of time or worried that you're not going to remember? If consuming it via a PowerPoint like presentation is good for you, then this developed a really, really good PowerPoint presentation about the job function. That's pretty cool. Let's try something else. All right, so let's say you want something visual, but you want like a guide through it. You don't want to read it, you want to kind of watch and listen. Then let's do a video overview. So here we are, deconstructing the role. We won't go through the whole thing, but let's just see how it presents and listen to a little bit.
So, what does it actually take to lead the kind of tech projects that keep a country running? Today, we're going to break down a really fascinating and super critical role: the project delivery lead for Accenture Federal Services. If you've ever been curious about where high stakes tech meets public service, well, you're in exactly the right place. At the very heart of this whole organization is one simple but really powerful idea: to do work that genuinely matters. This isn't just about coding or building another piece of software. It's about using technology and, human ingenuity to make the nation stronger, safer, and just plain better for everyone. And we're not talking about some small operation here. This is a team of over 13,000 people.
This is pretty cool. I got to say, this tool is pretty cool. I mean, if I wish I would have had this when I was in college, right? Are you kidding me? I would have been, I would have been a much better student. Okay, so but if you like consuming information that way, this is a tremendous solution. Let's see what else they got. They've actually created a blog post about this role called "More Than a Manager: Four Surprising Truths About High Stakes Federal Tech Delivery." And then it created a blog post. So if you like consuming information just by reading, here's the solution, right? If you need this is how you can help you understand the job that you're applying for and the company that that job is with. This is a great solution. Let's say you're someone like me, I'm a visual person. So let's say like a summary infographic. Like you understand the job function, but a summary infographic would be helpful in you, especially you can have that right during the interview off to the side to refer to. Just keep your head like focused on what's important. And if you look at the infographic it provides and it seems like it captures all that information, then you could use it then. So let's see what it creates here. Career Spotlight, Project Delivery Lead at Accenture Federal Services. It talks about the core responsibilities, the requirements, and it has a summary up top. So yeah, if all you need are just little things like that, just again, it's an infographic. It's not in depth, but it does like visually explain what it is. If that's helpful for you, then this is awesome. So if you were someone who used flashcards when you're in college to help you learn things, well, it will also create flashcards. This is cool. So it'll ask you, for example, what is the primary mission of Accenture Federal Services? All right, so you turn it over and it's helping the US federal government make the nation stronger and safer and life better for people. It's a very good, big statement. And then you can just go through these flashcards one at a time and learn that way. So if flashcards are your thing, here's a really great way to quickly understand the job that you're applying for. This is so cool. So let's say you want to understand how things are all connected. Well, mind maps are really good for that, right? So it created a mind map of this job function. It's pretty cool. And so you show how all these different things are linked, right? What are the qualifications? It has all those there. What are the five core responsibilities? Has all those there, and so forth. And then you can click on the links and it'll go into deeper detail about that if you want more information. So very, very helpful. And here's something, and I think this is really popular with today's generation. I listen to podcasts all the time. Even when I'm working, I just play them in the background as I'm working. And so if you like to listen to a conversation to take on that information, what's really amazing about this tool is that they create with AI voices, they create a podcast where two people are talking about whatever subject of information that you put into this tool. So they've created a podcast about this job description. But if that helps you, right? You're on your way to work or you're out running errands or whatever you got to do, you could listen to this if you want to know about the job description. That's the job I have to interview for tomorrow. Well, let me refresh myself. You can listen to a casual conversation that goes into the details about the job and what's required. So let's take a listen. Again, we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but we could certainly get an idea of what this tool provides.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Usually when we sit down here, we've got a stack of books or a dozen articles to get through.
Right.
But today is a little different. I have, well, basically one single piece of paper in front of me.
Digitally speaking, of course.
Well, right, digitally. It's a job description, specifically a recruitment profile for a project delivery lead at Accenture Federal Services.
I can almost hear people clicking away already. A job description. Really?
Stick with me on this, because I thought the same thing. I mean, it sounds like HR paperwork. It sounds like the absolute driest thing we could possibly read.
Mm.
But when you actually strip it down, and I mean really read what they're asking for, it's not a checklist. It's a map.
A map, oh, okay.
It's a map of how the biggest, most critical technology initiatives in the U.S. government actually get built.
That's the right way to frame it. If you want to understand how a massive system works, you don't listen to the speeches.
Yeah.
You look at who they hire. Look at the specific skills they're desperate for. That tells you where the real pain points are.
Exactly. And the stakes here, they are not increase user retention by 2%.
Not even close.
I want to quote the source material right off the bat because it sets just a wild tone for a job application. The document says their purpose is helping the U.S. federal government make the nation stronger and safer and life better for people.
Stronger and
Yeah.
safer. That's not usually in the job description for a mid-level manager.
No, it is not. So our mission today is to decode this profile. We're going to figure out who this project delivery lead actually is, why this role is apparently so hard to fill, and what this single sheet of paper tells us.
So that's pretty cool. I think that would probably be my favorite way to learn anything like this is through a podcast. Um, but that's just another option. So if this is a tool, Notebook LM, I really think you should check it out. Not only for this, but for anything where you need to digest a lot of information and put it into different formats. And the fact that they have so many and that they connect with all the different ways that people naturally like to learn something. Well, I think this could be a great benefit in your job hunt or really anything that you need to collect information and understand that information. So check it out, Notebook LM. And let me know what you think. If you try it out, let me know what is your favorite item that it created that helped you the most. I would love to hear from you. So thank you. Tools like Notebook LM were designed for a specific function using the power of AI, and it does it really well. Allow that and other AI solutions to open your mind, to different ways that you can use these things. The way you think about how AI can help you do your job or solve any number of important problems. The advent of AI it reminds me of the advent of the internet, right? Like suddenly there were so many new opportunities out there and my brain was just exploding. So dive in and see what you can bring to the AI space. And if you're new to AI, listen, don't worry about it. I've created a simple tool that it's an application that allows you to just put in like your job history, your skills, your hobbies, your preferences, and you put it into the tool, and it goes out to the current AI landscape and it pulls back recommendations of the things that fit those criteria that you put in, and then you can look at them and compare them and see which tools you should invest your time in. So hopefully that'll help. You can get access to that by joining my Gen X and AI community. It's free and access to the tool is free. So please check it out when you can. And as always, I think time is the most precious treasure that we have. I mean that sincerely. So the fact that you have spent any time with me is absolutely cool. So thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I will see you guys next time, Gen Xers. Take care.